Hello, my chat. Okay, there we go. So, as you can probably see, there's a bunch of fabric on my desk and ribbon that I bought like years ago and haven't even opened it up. Yes, hello, Ruff. I don't even have my chat overlay on because I'm just using the hold on. Wait a minute. The thingy was being wonky. So I have fabric scissors. Which are, you know, these are left-handed, by the way. Just so you know. Because, you know, I'm left-handed. And I have the tomato. Which is just a pin cushion, but it looks like a tomato, so I call it a tomato. Oh, I always wondered what this part is for. But I don't really know. By the way, hey chat. There is a random vibe check in the street in my stream playlist this time, and it's literally just a song from Delta Boone called "The Thrash Machine." But it's essentially just I randomly place the thrash machine, and then I have my playlist on shuffle and loop. So there will be less than a minute of thrash machine, and then returning to the usual playlist. So, to kind of explain what I'm doing, which, let me go to my image. That is not what I wanted to show. This is what I'm trying to show. This is who I'm going to be cosplaying. You can see him right here. So, in order to kind of get you're back done with Roblox Rivals, alright. But essentially, I know my windbreaker is a bit dark, but honestly, I can survive with the slightly dark blue instead of a more brighter blue. Yeah, Soundwave, he's a Transformers character. I'll put him in the back, like right here. I probably, yeah, anything like that or something. He is the communications officer for the Decepticons. Shrink him down. Alright. But the thing is that you can see that he has a bit of white on the lower parts of his arms. And as you can see, this is just straight up dark blue. So I plan on using some of this white fabric that I made sure to clean. It's like cotton, I think. And, you know, it's nice and stretchy. He is more of a lapis color. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. But I don't really have a lapis his color in terms of like paint for the helmet. I just have ultramarine and cobalt blue. But this is a lot of fabric, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot left over for after this cosplay shenanigans. He also has kind of a red band on his thing. So he has red band on several parts of his design, but most importantly for this, he has them on the, you know, just a bit before his thing, like just a little bit before where his hands go. So yeah, no, it's ribbon. It's not actually tape. Yeah, ribbon. Yeah. But without the extra N. So, I've had this. I've had this exact ribbon. It looks a little warmer toned on my screen, but it's actually more cool. That's probably because there's a lot of cool tones around my desk because purple. But anyway, I plan on using this as a bit of a highlight. For, you know, other parts of my, like, you know, cosplay. But something I need to do here is I need to use a lighter on the edges, like the cut edge. Is it only a mask or a full suit? It's just a mask that I'm kind of making technically. Because I don't think I'm gonna have the time to like make a full body suit for Soundwave. Oh, hi Sabrina! You wanna go? My little calico. But, yeah. So, yeah, the camera, yeah. Don't worry, all you'll really see is my lap. Up anyway. I'm gonna stuff the fabric over here. And this is, yeah, the actual jacket. It's a windbreaker, which is like mostly used for people for jogging. So, how's the camera even set up? So, I have what is called a document camera. Actually, hold on. Let me take a picture. Now, phone link. Photos. So let me. This is what it kind of looks like from my end. It's you know like that. You've never seen a camera like that? Yeah. These are kind of like an uncommon kind of camera. Because these are mostly used for like showing documents or paper and stuff. Like if you are like a teacher, you probably use this kind of camera. But anyway. So, something I kind of wanted to add is, I wanted to add a bit of this ribbon to the pockets here, because they look kind of boring, as they currently are. And for anyone wondering, is Skelly going to actually sew today? No, I am not. There will be no sewing today. Sew? No, not sell. Sew. Like, yeah. Yeah, sewing. There's going to be no needle and thread here today. Because this is not really a hoodie. It's what people call a windbreaker. It doesn't have an actual hood. But yeah. I was gonna do a trench coat sort of ensemble, but my mom said no. Because it's very hot outside. Yeah. Same thing, not really, but you know. Yeah. A hoodie is a kind of jacket after all. But yeah. Once I cut this, I have to, use a lighter to seal the edges so it doesn't fray. You're watching this VTuber and then you realize they support AI art? Oh god. Yikes. So you unfollowed. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't unfollow someone if they supported AI art. I left the server because you don't want to associate yourself with AI art. And that's the cool thing to do. So, I'm going to check this against the, the fabric of the thing here. So, I very likely might double it up. So it kind of looks like that. But this is a lot of fabric. I'm pretty sure this fabric, the fabric here is about my, size. Oh, I just realized it wasn't even it was the spout capture. Just un momento as I rectify this. The mask or the windbreaker. Right now, I'm doing the windbreaker because the helmet is all the way in the kitchen. Yes, Espanol. Yeah, I can't really work on the helmet on stream because I'd have to, like, move, like, my whole entire setup all the way to my kitchen. And that's also in a common area. So that's kind of where, does it have to be in the kitchen? Well, it's the only space where I can really, like, flatten down the foam and cut it. So yeah, it kind of has to be in the kitchen. But anyway, give me a moment as I release the calico. But yeah, this is what I'm kind of doing now. And I believe this is the fabric that I'm using for the white part is cotton. So what I think I'm gonna try and do is I'm going to have this kind of like go into the, you know, a little bit into the actual sleeve. Like, if I invert this, it'll probably go around here. And then, like, the part where the sleeve goes to the cuff, like, I'll add the red ribbon. So, yeah. But I'm going to start with this sleeve because I'm not. How is it going to stay on the jacket? I already thought about it. Gorilla Glue. There is no Fish Command Belgian Frog! So essentially, for what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, will it look good? Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is, you know, my first time really kind of doing this sort of stuff. Which, at least it's going to look better compared to the time I tried to paint a Pidge cosplay, like, years ago. And proceeded to get paint all over the allergy cover on of my mattress. But so I'm going to try and get like a foot of fabric. So like 30 centimeters of fabric in terms of length. And of course I have my little pincushion and my fabric scissors that I was using to cut the foam. Centimeters, what's that? It's the centimeter is better than inches. Yeah, it's more precise. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go with about a foot. Bro, you live in Europe? Ah, yes, the Europeans. The European infighting. I think Belgian Frog was making a joke. Because, you know, you're watching an American VTuber jesting. Yeah, joshing even. So, I'm not sure how I'm really going to do this. Because, you know, obviously I kind of have to cut. But there is a lot of fabric that I have to cut. I probably should have done this before I went live. Because the amount of fabric I have is as much as my arm span. And a little more. So, I think I'm going to try and like fold this. Like half or something. You know, along those lines. But I So I'm going to try and do the initial cut. Right, it kind of like rolls a bit. So this is going to be kind of messy. But I am gonna try my best to make this somewhat clean. Like, this is going to be hopefully as clean as I can, you know. Make it. All right. Here we go. The cut has been made. So let's see. I minimized everything on accident. Dang it. Hold on. So this is, of course, what the fabric is gonna look like. And then I kind of like just fold it like this. And of course, it kind of goes a little bit over. And that's not really what I want when it comes to this, so I'm gonna try cutting this in half to the best of my ability. And for anyone wondering, you know, why my desk kind of looks the way it is, that's because I made it with resin. So now okay. I know y'all can't see it or probably hear it, but I am in fact trying to cut the cotton. There we go. Would these be considered the cleanest cuts of fabric that I've ever done? No, I'm not really good at cutting fabric. But is it at least a cut? Yes. So there's a bit of hair on me. But this is, of course, what it's gonna look like. And I'm going to, you know, fold it over a little bit and, you know, make some, like, you know, I'm going to grab my pins from my pin cushion. So I'm going to use black. And this is what I'm going to do. And what I'm doing right now is that I am pinning down on the parts where I am going to do kind of a seam. Like where there's gonna be a seam line, like whatever it is gonna be. I don't think I'm going to grab the sewing machine for this, but this is to prevent, you know, the cotton from curling too much on me. So we have 3 pins. And of course, some of the excess fabric is going to be trimmed out. But it kind of goes like this. Of course, I have plenty of other different colors of pins that I can use for this, but I'm just going to be using black for this one. So once this is over, I'm going to kind of develop what it's going to look like. Or at the very least, figure out what I'm going to make it look like. You know. Is this something I should probably do with a sewing machine? Yeah. But I don't want to. But the sewing machine is a horse that I have yet to tame. So, for now, it's just gonna be me. Use pins, Gorilla Glue, and a whole lot of praying into the spaghetti god. And the reason why I'm kind of using the black pins specifically, even though I have white ones, is because I want to be able to kind of see them. But that is going to be what it looks like. Actually, let me go put the scissors back in the kitchen. Un momento, chuck. And, you know, and grab the excess fabric too. Alright, I'm back. I put my scissors and the excess fabric away. At the very least, the fabric ones. So I'm not going to use the glue just yet. Because the vapor can be considered harmful. Just wear a mask? Yeah, but I'll have to grab one from somewhere, like a dust mask or something. And I'm gonna have to open my window, very likely. And also, I have a cat in here right now. I don't really want to do any harm to her. But anyway, this looks wonky, and I'm fully aware that it looks wonky, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna put away the glue. So let's grab the sleeve. And test it against this. And I think that this looks good. Obviously, I'm going to probably fold this down in a little bit so that it, you know, looks a little better. But yeah. So let me pass some stuff down. But anyway, so I'm very likely gonna have to refine this cut. Because obviously this isn't really like a square. Here it's, you know, something different entirely. But I think I'm going to try and, you know, cut the ribbon. So, oops, dropped it. I probably shouldn't have put away the fabric scissors. But this isn't really a clean line. But this is going to, you know, be sealed with a lighter or fire, so whatever. I'm actually gonna go put my water over here. Wait, no. Here. But yeah. So I'm going to make an approximate cut as to how much I'm probably going to need, which I think is going to be about that much. Just let me go grab my fabric scissors. Un momento. Okay, I have my scissors back. For everyone wondering, these are my reading glasses. They kind of have a blue light filter. You can see that if I put it like over here, you can see that this looks a little more yellow than here. That's what makes it, blue light filter. Because it's meant for like reading stuff on screens and all that. But yeah. So I'm going to approximate where, like, I think I can like cut here-ish. Then I have to seal the ends. Also, for those of y'all who are artists here, like me, a big tip that I kind of have for, like, when it comes to drawing hair is that it kind of looks like ribbon. Because, my hair is a little too short for me to, like, really show, but hair, if you kind of twist it, this is kind of like what curly hair approximately looks like. Like, the size, of course, depends on the person, and the tightness can also depend, but this is kind of like the essential shape of what it looks like. Of course, when it comes to straight hair, it just looks supposed to be plain, just a single ribbon. But for waves, waves are kind of like this, I don't know. But actually, my hair is relatively curly right now. As you can see, kind of like this mess of brown hair. But this is, what curly hair looks like. I am very, very close to here because I kind of have this in layers. But this is, what it looks like. I probably posted a few selfies in the Discord server of, what my hair looks like. And for those wondering, Skelly, did you purposefully make your model look like how you look like in real life? Yes. Hadid. Because, you know, ironically enough, my first ever VTuber model that I just made in VRoid Studio, it was basically just me! Just brown hair, brown eyes, cleft palate, and just something, like some kind of outfit that was just a sweater and, like, sweatpants. I don't even really wear sweaters. It's like 30 degrees Celsius right now, so like 90 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now, so it is not sweater weather. But yeah. This is the ribbon that is going to kind of wrap around. And I'm leaving a bit of overlap, you know, so that, you know, just in case. But I should probably show off my knife. I haven't shown it off in a while. So, my dad got this for me a few years ago. I don't really use it at all, but I just kind of have it hanging on this little car pocket thingy that I bought for my desk from Sanrio. It's Agricultural themed. But it's from Tech Force, if y'all can kind of see. But this is what it looks like. You know, like that. I know I can just flick it open, but honestly, I don't want to accidentally hurt myself with this, especially while on stream. Especially to the point of drawing blood. But it has this little thingy here, which can be used to, like, break a window in case you're, like, stuck in a car for whatever kind of reason. But just let me put that back. It's a really pretty knife. I like it. I like that knife. And something that I'm also kind of debating about is if I should kind of add that ribbon to the collar. You know, like, you know, this. I feel like it would kind of make it pop a bit. But honestly, I'm not really sure. I feel like I'll just add it to the pockets. Because, you know, the pockets are kind of like not all that visible. And of course, I want to kind of have them be more visible. Especially for me. Also, this is like almost 6.5 meters of ribbon. But this is what I'm gonna have planned for it. Like, you know, just plopping it, like, you know, gluing it on onto like here. But I might need some thicker ribbon for this part. Which hold on. Let me go get all the ribbon I have. Because I have a bunch. They haven't really used at all. So this is all the ribbon that I have. Excluding this one because I took it out. So I have a bunch of different colors, including some pastels. And that kind of includes like a pastel red, which is like thinner than my, you know, red. But I also have these. And this is like kind of lace. Like a lacy kind of ribbon. And of course I got all of this stuff from Joann's, which, rest in peace, Joann's fabric store. But they were partially bought out a bit by Michael's, so hopefully, like, my local Michael's store is going to have some, like, fabric and stuff. But this is some of my other fabric? Wait, no, not other fabrics. My other ribbons. I have this very nice blue from Celebrated 360. It's 3.8 centimeters in terms of thickness, and this is about 3.6 meters of fabric. Wait, no, not fabric, ribbon. Of course, I also have an orange one in case I ever do something like Rodimus adjacent. And Fleur de Lis. La façon this deep. But yeah. Quite a lot of fabric. Like in ribbon that I have yet to use. Which let me grab these and let's check it with this pocket. So obviously this is not really as thick, but this is probably a little too thick, or like just barely thick enough. Of course, I do need to seal the ends on this one, but you know what? I think this is probably a nice color, but it might be a little too much for the color palette. So I'm going to just leave that where it is. And put it back with my stack of boxes. But in a bit, I'm probably going to like figure out what I'm going to do for, you know, the drawing part of my stream, because I have this whole to-do list, but I'm not fully sure. But this is just for the ribbon, which I already did some of this stuff. So I crossed that out. But I'm probably going to check what I need to do in in terms of my art. My throat feels a little funny, so I'm taking my inhaler. Which, ironically enough, this does kind of fit the color scheme a little bit of my Soundwave cosplay. Wait, there's like this little like ribbon thing, this like little pocket here. Chat, do you think my inhaler can fit in this? It can! Holy shit, it can fit! Hell yeah! It fits! Also, I'm pretty sure this is made for like stuff like, you know, my ear pods or something like that, but it can fit my inhaler! So I don't know if any of y'all remember the, you know, Soundwave Eat-A bag that I showed off a screenshot of like a stream or two ago, like probably back on Monday. And I was going to try and buy it for my cosplay, but it wasn't going to arrive until August. Obviously, that is way too late for my, you know, Soundwave cosplay, because the convention is next week. Obviously, I can't really, you know, order something for my cosplay that isn't going to arrive until way after I'm going to be using my cosplay. So, obviously, that is going to be a bit of a save for later thing. You know what? I think I'm going to do some of the pins on this side. Try. Yeah. But yeah. A bit of a bummer that I won't be able to like have that Eat-A bag to like really sell my cosplay. But honestly, I'm fine with that. Besides, my current bag that I've had for the past nearly 3 years is quite the conversation starter, even if it doesn't really fit well with my, you know, cosplay, you know, this year. But even if I'm, you know, gonna be unable to, you know, have that Eat-A bag until like possibly next year's conventions, because I don't plan on, you know, attending any conventions later this year, and that's mostly because of how many classes I have to take in order to, you know, transfer to university later this year. I'm probably going to, at the very least, try and, like, when I have the time, you know, during my classes. Like, I doubt I'm going to ever go to a convention that happens, you know, during my spring semester until I, like, graduate. from college altogether. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah. That is, of course, kind of the plan. Like, when I, am not, actively in a semester, or, later this year, I'm probably going to, like, try and do certain things, related to streaming and stuff. Of course, unlike the first few years of me just streaming for the summer and then going on hiatus, I'm going to kind of try and, instead of just stopping my streams altogether, I'm going to try and have like a kind of schedule change. Of course, I'll be doing like a good chunk of their streams are going to be like guerrilla streams. So I won't really have like plans for what I'll be doing like beforehand, because it's gonna be, me streaming on Saturdays and Sundays instead of, my usual days of the week. But it's kind of going to be a way for me to try and, prevent myself from kind of going a little rusty with my streaming abilities. But expect me to probably like focus a lot more on, my academics once my semester begins. Obviously, I'm not in the middle of any semesters right now, so I'm not going to be too worried about it, but I still need to register for the rest of my classes. But I think I'm going to stop working on my, cosplay for today. Or at the very least for this time that I'll be live. So I'm going to do an intermission as I, set everything up for my drawing stream. And I'll be back. Alright. Back chat. Just let me get out Clip Studio Paint. And here we go. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to draw. So obviously what I need to do is I need to do Fennel's shoes. And just let me do a little bit of this. And let me go cross this out. And I'll figure out what else to do later when it comes to, you know, making this reference for Fennel. But for now, I gotta figure out how to do the shoes. I'm sure I have a few shoe references. So I probably should go look some of these up. So reference gathering mode. Masculine shoes. So I just saw these like weirdly shiny shoes and I'm just like, why? So I think I'll just give him a loafer. What kind of shoe? And And so yeah, I probably need to replace this nib soon. But first, and do this. And here we go. So, let me go configure everything. Because I forgot to move over my camera for my tracking, which is a bit of an oopsie daisy. And I'm going to use this color. And then I'm just going to use his eye color for the main part of the shoe. Because I don't really care. Don't care. Just don't care. Oops. And now line color, which is gonna be this. And let's be fine. And then boop boop. And now this is Fennel's full body. Now I just need to kind of I'm going to kind of trace over this eye for a bit. And for anyone wondering, but Skelly, tracing is wrong. It's my art. I am the one who made this drawing. I can trace it if I want. Let's just make it a teensy bit bigger. And move it over here. Of course, that looks super blurry, but that's alright. Because we can always clean it up. And that is, of course, the eyebrow. It kind of looks neon with the way I've kind of done it. Which... this is going to be a fully rendered version of his eye. And... I'm going to make this bigger. And this is, of course, what Fennel's eyes will look like. And this is likely going to apply to his siblings as well. His family. His household. Because of course he's not the only person in his family that is shown. There's like a few others that I, show. Now, let's go do this. Actually, no. Let's do an ellipses. And move it, like, here. Erase. And merge down. And I'm going to use the curve tool for his eyebrow as well. And now let's go to here. And then do I have a sclera color for him? I guess I do. Then I'll probably like correct this later, but for now, I'm going to kind of like keep it like this. Let me have this go a little bit down. You know, just a little bit. And let me just do a bit of that. And then here. And here. Just thickening up those lines. Actually, I think I made this a little too big. So I'll make it just a little bit smaller. And there we go. Going to... I should probably change the name to this. And then change that to fuck. It's just fennel. Pupil. There we go. Now let's do this. And some of you might be wondering what fennel kind of is in the story. But he's kind of essentially like one of the characters in the story. He is kind of a chill older brother type, because that's what he is. He is a brother. He has 4 siblings, if I recall correctly. And he's kind of like meant to be a contrast to Patchouli, who, you know, isn't very used to having people close to her around her own age, due to being, you know, a member of the church that kind of joined out of the fact that she was technically an orphan, and she was like the first time in a while that, you know, the school church, you know, took in an orphan, like, properly. Well, technically not super properly, but she was kind of fostered by them. And he's kind of meant to contrast two of the female characters. Like, he's meant to contrast Patchouli, who, you know, had to flee home and doesn't have much of a relationship with her family because they're kind of toxic, while he has a healthy relationship with his family because his family are, like, you know, good people. Hello, Wydrin! How goes the art? It's going well! Earlier, I was actually kind of working on my Soundwave cosplay, which I can't really make much progress on it in a bit lately because of the fact that I don't trust myself with, you know, using the glue and being able to be entertaining at the same time. But other than that, it's going quite well. And just un momento. And yeah, so this is my character Fennel Pappenheim. He is one of the investigators at the LPIA and has a degree, or is at least pursuing his major in being a social worker. That is, you know, what he's kind of pursuing. And I've kind of made him into a foil for two of the female characters in the story. Specifically, the characters Patchouli and Osmanthus. Because Fennel is, you know, a family man. He has, you know, a few siblings of his own. And, you know, he's the elder. Oh, hello, Belgian Frog! Thank you for the raid! Anyway, my name is Sketty Ace. I am a Dragon Fairy VTuber, otherwise known as a biological chimera. And I do a lot of drawing, and gaming, and every other Wednesday I do some writing streams. But yeah. If y'all have anything you need to do, like if you need to do some writing, I mean not writing, hello Frixum for the follow. But if y'all have anything you need to do, like if there's like, if you need to get food, water, or if you need to like feed your pet or something, go and do that. Or if you need to go to sleep, then I hope you have a good rest. You have my water bottle. Indeed. I'm currently in the middle of my affiliate push. So soon. Yes, soon. It's happening very soon. Which I'm actually getting pretty close to my goal. Goal for affiliate. Which... I am 3/4 of the way until I can apply. So, depending on how it goes today, I might be able to apply to get affiliate by Friday. So, what's the last objective? It's the viewer count. So, let's go here. Yeah, the viewer count took you the longest. Yeah, luckily, right now, I'm getting pretty close to, you know, luckily the viewer count and, you know, the requirements have changed. So, now it's hopefully going to be a little easier for me to get to affiliate. But for now, I am just going to draw. Oops. Yeah, the requirements have changed. Which... Let me go take a screenshot of, you know, what it currently is for me. No, not File Explorer. So, let me go yoink it. So these are the requirements. So, you now need 25 followers and the time to get affiliate is far shorter. Yeah. Now you just need to stream for 4 hours and on 4 different days. Then a minimum of average 3 viewers on 4 different days. Which I think I'm getting pretty close to. Yeah, that's it. So if I'm able to get above that, get to the 3 minimum today. Yeah, you used to need 50. But now it's, you know, 25. But yeah. And I've been, you know, wanting to get to affiliate for at least a year now. So I'm kind of glad that it's, you know, easier now. And for other, you know, streamers out there who, you know, have enjoyable content. And I hope that they are also able to get to affiliate quicker now. But yeah, also that is the Blue Sky thing because I don't really use Twitter anymore. Like I only really use it for like that, like one artist that I follow. Oh, nowadays. But yeah. I hope y'all are willing to help me with my little journey in getting to affiliate, even though it's probably going to be ending sometime soon. Twitter scares you? Yeah, it is kind of scary. And I hope y'all are willing to kind of join me in a bit of a long run, because once I get to affiliate, I'm going to kind of try and, you know, try and do some kind of subathon. And yeah. I'm not fully sure what I'll really do with the, if I ever do a subathon anytime soon. I'm probably going to try and upload some emojis and stuff beforehand. Actually, I just realized I should probably start, you know, doing some stuff for, like, the subscriptions. Like, at the very least, the first 3 or so months. Which I'm going to go into my stream assets, make a new folder, I should probably place all my panels in there. And yeah. So icon. Actually, no. I'll do my regular canvas. Save as drawings, stream assets, sub badges. Sub badge designs, which I'm going to look up the current amount of sub badges. So subscriber badge guide. So currently there's like up to 10 years. And there is, of course, the base, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, and 1 year. So the default badge is a star. And affiliates will begin with badge slots up to 1 year. And partners will begin with badge slots up to 10 years. And as your tenure grows, you unlock more badge slots. You will always unlock a year of badge slots longer than your current affiliate / partner tenure with Twitch. So that is kind of what I need to do. So So I think I'm going to kind of start with a little sketch of, you know, let me just read those real quick. And let me go grab all of my stream assets and stuff that have, you know, my, my little representation of chat. So my kind of idea that I might kind of go with here is, so, you know, like what kittens kind of look like, right? You know, they kind of look like that. Which actually, I, go over this with, you know, my sketch pen. You know how kittens kind of look like when they're, like, fresh, right? And then they kind of like go to this. That is what I'm going to kind of try and do. So let me go import that image I downloaded. So I'm going to start likely with the there's still no fish command Belgian frog. I don't have the lurk bait thing. But essentially what I'm going to go until the like 1 year. So indeed the wigglies. So I'm going to go until 1 year. And if y'all have like any suggestions, like how I can do this, feel free to make suggestions. I am, of course, going to find references. So And thank you for the lurk. So the base is, you know, going to be this, and it's going to be a little. This is going to be red. And there's going to be little eyebrows. So a chart. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'll be hitting affiliate pretty soon, hopefully. And because of that, I want to base this off of what cats look like as, you know, babies. And of course, little eyebrows. And this is what the 2-month is going to look like. Three months is going to look a little more different. And it's going to kind of look like this. And so this is, you know, the current like tiers of, you know, what the kitty shall look like. And 6 months is and little eyebrows. And you know, once these, you know, kind of start going into the 1 year territory, they will start, you know, I'll start like making, you know, different Meowpoke designs. And then 1 year is, of course, going to be a Meowpoke all grown up. And yeah. That's going to be what it looks like. For, you know, all of the subscription tiers. And after the 1 year point is going to be when I start, like, you know, making different colors. I'll probably, like, make a vote. Like a suggestion box for, you know, what I'll probably do when it comes to, you know, certain things. And I think I might do something for the channel points as well. So, if I make a new canvas, there are a few things that I kind of want to do. So, if I kind of make this, so the first idea I kind of have is the cheese cube, you know, for channel points. Because there's probably someone out there who already has a Tobean name for their channel points system. So I obviously don't want to rip them off. And like also do Tobeans. So instead I want to like try doing something a little unique. So the first idea is the cheese cubes. Yes, cheese! But the second idea I have is if I go grab her, I can do soupies. And that's kind of like a way to kind of inflict my Transformers hyperfixation and some of my OCs from that hyperfixation. If you were a rat, you would have been your monitor by now. Ooh. Please do not bite your monitor. Those are expensive to replace. But I think I might not do Subi. But I'll like probably have her as like a redeem for like, you know, plus charm, arm on and off, which I should probably turn on my art hand. So I can probably have her as like a toggle for like, you know, turning her on and off. Like that. But, I think I might go with the cheese cubes. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll like add a few more to kind of sell it. Just several different cheese cubes instead of just one cheese cube. And y'all can like redeem the cheese cubes to do stuff like say hi, they lurk, throw objects at me once I get the software that allows you to throw objects at me, and that sort of stuff. But I'll save that for later. Maybe I can do like the chocolate milks. I don't know. But yeah. That is, you know, what I want to do. So let's open this up. And I'm making a new thing with the emote base because it's going to look very small on the screen. And just let me do the symmetry tool. And save as the base. And yeah. Let's get started. Hit on this. It's going to look very, very small. Because, of course, this is gonna be a baby kitten. And of course, a bit of squeege. And just small dots to signify the eyebrows. Just gonna be a lot of squish. And I'm going to transfer the line art to here. And now let's get started. And here we go. You can't stop me, it's Garfield's birthday! Oh, wait, for real? It is Garfield's birthday! I didn't realize. Happy birthday to the most iconic orange cat of all time. May he enjoy his lasagna. And of course, this is going to look pretty different. Like, you know, depending on what I do. And clip that. And let's go here. Which I should probably add these colors. You know, to the color palette, I think. That might be a good idea. I don't know. Yeah, this is the baby Meowpoke. It's a positively wretched little thing. And that will be what it looks like. Of course, there is some stuff I might need to add soon to this. Like, maybe I'll add a little rim light. Actually, hold on. So, let's see the color. Okay, it is the same. So, let's use Alt. Then I'll probably like have to make that little thing thicker. And that as well. And little eyebrows. Let me just do a curved line over here. Why do I feel like going on a tangent about how Girl Scouts again? You know what? I'm gonna go on that tangent. So, something y'all might be a little shocked at is that despite me being, you know, a former Girl Scout, I hated camping. I thought it was the worst. Like, I hated it. And I remember, I've just always hated it for some reason or another. I was just a hater of camping. And I can't even explain why. Maybe it was, you know, just some sort of autistic thing, but I just hated it. Like, would I ever go camping again? No. I'm not going to go camping ever again. And I remember that they, like, so we had these, like, weird tent setup thingies for, you know, the troops. And the adults, they could be in the little cabins. And I remember one time, me and my best friend, who I'm going to a convention with in a little next week, she and we both decided, like, I think on the last day to just sleep with our moms in their cabin that they were given. And here's the thing about that cabin. It was meant to have a fire extinguisher. There was a sign that pointed to where it was meant to be. Chat. My lovely Meowpokes. They had no fire extinguisher. It was the funniest thing. Like, oh, here's where I'd put my fire extinguisher if I had one. But yeah. It's, you know, my experiences with that. And there was like one time when, you know, I was, you know, camping with my troop, hours away from home. And my braces broke. A little bit. So, when I went home from that trip, I had to, you know, go get my braces, that one brace, put back on, because fortunately it was still stuck on the wire. But that wasn't fun. Also, that trip was kind of a whole disaster in the first place because on literally the first day, like, after we, you know, set up our tents and went to sleep, there was a heavy downpour of rain. And I had my shoes outside of the tent for one reason or another. And they got soaked and ended up smelling very bad. So I had to replace them when I got home. Also, one time during that time where we went to that, after we, you know, went to that place and, you know, packed up our stuff and left. And we stopped off at, like, one of the former president, like the ancient president's houses. I think it was like Thomas Jefferson's, I think. But, you know, in the parking lot where my mom and my friend's mom parked, like across there was a car that was parked horizontally, taking up 3 total parking spots. As you can tell, I am kind of pissed at that years later. But yeah, that trip was kind of a dud. But the only highlight I have from that one is watching the movie Grease at a drive-in theater. You know, with my troop. That was like the only fun thing about that trip, if in my opinion. Like, the only fun part was that. Anyway. And that is why I'm glad I am no longer a Girl Scout. Because I aged out of the program years ago. But, yeah. Yeah, I was a Girl Scout. That must have sucked. Well, not all of it sucked. I kind of learned, you know, a lot of stuff as a Girl Scout. I had a lot of opportunities to just go outside and stuff and not be a recluse. You spill water, oof. And that's how I kind of met my best friend. You know, we still kind of talk to this day. But, yeah. That was like the one thing I hated about being a Girl Scout. And it was literally just the part where I was forced to, you know, go camping. But before I like do anything else, I'm going to go on an intermission. Because I need to refill the water purifier for my water. And, yeah. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm back. Sorry, I had to use the bathroom and stuff. So, anyway. Let's start, So, I should, So, new, and I'm gonna change to this. And you're back. Alright, welcome back. I restarted? No, I did restart. I was in my intermission. I had to leave for a moment to get something done and use the bathroom. But the cat is new. That's because I'm doing the 2-month That's because that was the base his subscriber thing, and this is the 2-month subscription tier. So yeah. That is, what I'm doing. A decent rough. Do I use a tablet? If you mean a drawing tablet, yes, I use a screen tablet specifically. So the tablet that shows what I'm doing, yeah. I use the stylus and it directly inputs what I'm doing on my screen. I also use it. Which one do I recommend? Well, it kind of depends on the size, but the brand that I recommend is XP Pen because it's the only one I have experience with. And of course, one of the big things you have to consider is the size of your, the size tablet you want. But the thing is about drawing tablets is that screen tablets are usually way more expensive. So, here's a link to the XP Pen store. And that's where they have a lot of their, you know, screen tablets and stuff. They also have pen tablets as well, if that's what you prefer. But the cheapest one is the Artist 10 Gen 2. Oh. There we go. Fucking fuck-ass stream bot. It's been a long time since I've had that happen. But yeah. Essentially, the smaller screens tend to be the cheaper ones. The bigger the screens get, the more expensive they are. Like, the 24-inch is... The 24-inch can get over $1,000. But of course, some stuff is, you know, on sale. You were gonna let you in the chat. How did we to say that in the first place? Huh? Oh well. But yeah. Of course, a lot of this depends on, you know, the price. Like, I suggest it's easier to transition from a non-screen tablet to a screen tablet than it is to do the reverse. But you can get a decent tablet for like a good amount of money. And of course, we'll remove the space. Oh man, thanks. They're just trying to get around the Steam, the fucking Twitch moderation. But of course, I'd recommend. I think I right now have like a 16-inch. Or like a 17-inch, something along those lines. It's smaller than, you know, my previous one, which was like 22-inch. But it's also a little harder for me to like transition my overlays over. Because I have to kind of restart Streamlabs in order to kind of do that. But yeah. So yeah. And yeah. If... What is it, Raph? You want to share a funny clip? Okay. But it's super loud. Yeah, then that's a bad idea to kind of share that with me because of my, sensitive hearing. I'd like to not get overwhelmed too much due to sensory overload on stream. But yeah. But let me do this. You know, these first. Nope. But the Meowpoke evolves. It starts to be more recognizable as a Meowpoke. But yeah. The cat looks mystical. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go with for the Meowpoke. Like a little bit of a mystical, like, calico. Why is she so magical? Because of the colors. The colors aren't, you know, the colors aren't really normal cat colors. They are a little more fantasy-ish. Little goober god. The meow meow proceeds to create a universe. A guiding spirit, kind of. Oops. But yeah. This is just a little guy. A little creature. And let's do that. That was the wrong layer. Add glow. 50%. But yeah. And there we go. That is our little bean. Now save as joins, stream assets, sub badges, and 2-month badge shall be these. But yeah. You wanna watch Scott Pilgrim? You have the urge to watch Scott Pilgrim now? Then go do that. I'll always be in here for... I'll be here for like an hour longer. But yeah. See you another time? Indeed. See you another time. Hope I have a great time. Hopefully I will. With my affiliate push. But anyway. So... So I think I'm going to do a little bit of shading for Patchouli. Like nothing too much, just a little bit of shading here and there. Bye bye. Indeed, bye bye. But yeah. This won't be like the most complex thing in the universe, but it's going to be something. No, relatively simple-ish. Just kind of like... you know... this sort of stuff. And I'm going to add a bit of shading to here. But yeah, this is, you know, what the reference will kind of look like. And but yeah, I'll just work on this for a little bit. And yeah. And there we go. And there we go. This is what it actually looks like. And yeah. Oops. This is what she'll look like. But yeah. Now, there we go. And fill that in. But yeah. Let me remove the ruler. And just start going up to places where it, you know, the shading won't really show for the symmetry. And there we go. But yeah, this is Patchouli. Hold on. So that's meant to be that. There we go. And that is going to be Patchouli. And I might just omit her pupils for this. But here we go. It's just that I don't want her to look too Uncanny Valley. And, you know, right now. But yeah, this is Patchouli. And what she looks like from the front. Of course, her eye is all the way over there. But yeah, eventually I probably need to, you know, do the backside. So yeah. And I might try and like make a bigger version of his, you know, head. And, you know, try and, you know, make his, like, show more of his, scars. Of course, that'll probably happen later. You know what? I'm gonna work on this a little bit. Which, I'm gonna turn off that. And this. And I'm going to go over with this. I just realized a little mistake over here. And now I just start refining. And that is, what I'm gonna do. Sorry about that. Gotta add to the sneeze counter, which is now at 33. Oh boy. I wonder what I'll do when I reach 100 sneezes. Like, do I just make a drawing of myself just sneezing profusely? Saying, Skelly has officially reached 100 sneezes while live on Twitch.tv. What misery. I think it would be a little funny. If I did that. Just a little bit. And here we go. And that isn't even the right color. That's one of the eye colors. Oops. Now, We just continue. And here we go. Now we go to the reds here. Bum, ba-da, bum. And here we go. And for anyone wondering why am I coloring the lines here, that's because I want to. It adds to the style. And this is a pretty simple animation already, so I might as well. Because if I make anything more complex, I'll probably omit the, line color for stuff. Like, my rate alert. So, yeah. I'm not going to change the color for the, eyelashes just because it, a little less work for me. And now do that. There we go. And now the red. I know this looks a little boring, but trust me, I'd do something a little more entertaining if I had other stuff in my to-do list. Rick promised me I would And let me do the one for here. There we go. And here we go. And here we go. And here we go. Now the bell. That is done. So at least as much as I want it to be done. I'll probably go back later. Eh. Big ol' blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So, yeah. I think I'm actually going to end stream here. Because I still need to cut the foam for my, you know, cosplay. The helmet. Dremel it all up and glue everything together. So tomorrow is going to be Tales of Berseria. And of course, I'm probably going to, you know, be working on that all day for the rest of today. Since obviously I, you know, need to work on stuff. But I'll be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But yeah. I'll be seeing y'all on Friday. We'll be playing that game. But yeah. I'll be here tomorrow. Sorry about the short stream day, but I just want to make sure I can get this done soon. Like, ideally, I would have this done before the day of the convention. So, bye y'all!